The restaurant was quiet except for the soft clinking of glasses and low hum of conversation. Under the golden lights, a man in a waiter's uniform carefully poured wine into a glass. His name tag read Lucas. He smiled politely, even though his eyes looked tired, like someone who hadn't slept much lately. Across from him sat a woman in an elegant navy suit, the CEO of a big tech company. Her tone was sharp as she mocked the waiter for a small mistake, unaware that in just a few seconds, her entire world was about to freeze. Because when her assistant leaned in and whispered, "That's him, ma'am," the color drained from her face. "Hey everyone, welcome back to Kindness Lights, where real stories remind us that compassion can change lives in ways we never expect. If you believe kindness still matters, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below." Now, let's dive into today's story, one that proves every act of kindness echoes back, sometimes when we least expected it. Was a Friday evening in downtown Chicago. The kind of night when business dinners filled the city's finest restaurants. Lucas, a single dad, had just started his shift at La Maison, an upscale place where the guests wore tailored suits and ordered wines he couldn't even pronounce. He had been a software engineer once. But after his wife passed away suddenly 3 years ago, everything changed. Between raising his 5-year-old daughter, Mia, and paying for medical bills, he couldn't keep up with the stress. He quit his job to be there for her and took whatever work he could find, eventually landing a position as a waiter. That night, Lucas was serving table 7, a private booth reserved for high-profile guests. His manager whispered, "Big client tonight. CEO of FinTech. Be perfect." When the group arrived, Lucas immediately recognized one of them. The CEO was Victoria Blake, a name everyone in tech knew. She was powerful, successful, and known for being demanding. She and her assistant, Emma, sat down, ready for their meeting. Lucas approached the table with his practiced smile. "Good evening. May I start you off with some wine?" Victoria didn't even look at him. "Sure, whatever's on your best list," she said, scrolling through her phone. Lucas carefully poured the wine, but his hand trembled slightly, thinking about getting home on time to tuck Mia into bed. A few drops of wine spilled onto the tablecloth. Victoria's head snapped up. "Are you kidding me?" she said loudly enough for nearby tables to hear. "Do you even know how to pour wine?" Lucas froze, his cheeks burning. "I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'll clean that right away." She rolled her eyes. "Honestly, how hard can it be to hire competent staff?" Emma, the assistant, looked uncomfortable. She'd never seen her boss this cruel in person. Victoria was tough, yes, but this felt personal. Lucas cleaned the spill quietly. "Again, my apologies," he said softly before walking away. A few minutes later, Emma excused herself to take a phone call. When she returned, she stopped in her tracks. Her face turned pale. She leaned toward Victoria and whispered, "Ma'am, that waiter, his name is Lucas." "He's the one." Victoria frowned. "The one what?" Emma's voice trembled. "The one who saved your son's life." Victoria blinked. "What are you talking about?" Emma swallowed hard. "Remember 3 years ago, when your car crashed on the interstate? There was a man who pulled your son, Ryan, out of the back seat before the car caught fire. You never got to thank him because he disappeared before the police arrived. His name was Lucas Carter. I found him online once when I saw the news report again." "That's him." Victoria's face went white. Her hands shook slightly as she turned to look at the waiter again. He was helping an elderly couple at the next table, still with that same quiet kindness. Her throat tightened. "That's him?" The man she had just humiliated in front of everyone. Memories rushed back, the hospital room, her son crying, the police telling her that if not for the stranger who pulled Ryan from the wreck, he might not have made it. And now, that same man was standing there, wearing a waiter's uniform, being mocked by her. Victoria stood abruptly. "Excuse me for a moment," she told her assistant and walked toward Lucas. He turned, surprised. "Yes, ma'am? Is everything all right?" She hesitated, her voice breaking slightly. "Lucas Carter, right?" He looked puzzled. "Yes. How did you?" She took a shaky breath. "You saved my son's life." Lucas froze, the memory hitting him too. "You were that woman?" The car on I-90, tears welled in her eyes. Yes. I never got to thank you. I looked for you for months. She glanced down, guilt washing over her. And tonight, I yelled at you like you were beneath me. I'm so sorry. The restaurant seemed to fall silent around them. Lucas blinked, unsure how to respond. You don't owe me anything, he said softly. I just did what anyone would have done. Victoria shook her head. No. Not anyone would have run into flames for a stranger's child. She insisted on sitting with him for a few minutes, ignoring the stares from other tables. They talked about his daughter, Mia, and his struggles after losing his wife. Victoria really listened, for the first time in a long while. Before she left, she said, Lucas, I can't undo my words tonight, but maybe I can do something better. Come see me Monday. FinTech has a new opening. I think we could use someone with your heart and your skills. Lucas didn't know what to say. His eyes glistened. Thank you, but are you sure? She smiled through tears. I'm sure. 2 months later, Lucas was back in tech, working remotely so he could be there when Mia came home from school. He'd found not just a job, but a new sense of hope. And Victoria? She never forgot that night. She made it a company rule, kindness first, business second, because sometimes, the people we overlook are the very ones who once saved us, and sometimes, a single act of compassion, whether it's pulling someone from a wreck or offering a second chance, can change more than a life. It can change a heart. So next time you meet someone in a uniform, or someone struggling quietly, remember, you never know their story. Treat them with kindness. Thanks for watching this story from Kindness Lights. If this touched your heart, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs to be reminded of the power of compassion, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories every week, because one small act of kindness can light up the world.